Carolyn doing the mic'd up game. I know we asked you last year. It was a hard no from you if you ever wanted to do that. But have you softened your stance about wearing a microphone during a game for one of these broadcasts?
No. You know, and I have nothing against anybody who obviously wants to do it, but there's, I don't think that's for me. I don't think I make very good TV. You guys would probably agree.
The huddle stuff is good, though, but that's probably contractually the Big East you have to do.
Yeah, you kind of have to do those. Again, you know, it's not the way I grew up playing, so it's, but, you know, the game is coming to more and more access, so I guess you have to adjust with the times. But if you have a choice between wearing a mic or not, I don't want to wear a mic. Nothing against your mics.
No, understood.
Better for the FCC.
Yeah. Probably.
With this Villanova team, I think 50% of their shots come from the three-point line. Is that the biggest thing?
53.
Is it the biggest thing you have to defend against in this game?
Well, I think it can be misleading. Obviously, they hit 12 threes a game. So if you let them get to that number, you're going to have a really hard time beating them. But that's not all they do. They've made as many free throws as their opponents have shot. So I think that's indicative of how hard they drive the ball. Because their floor is really spaced, because you have to honor their shooting. That puts your defense in some tough situations. And so the ability to guard the ball, the ability to play as one on the defensive end, and then complete possessions, because I think their big guys do a great job of going to the offensive glass.
Is it a little bit like St. John's, too, where, you know, Paschal's a good three-point shooter as a big man, so it's kind of creates some mismatches defensively?
Yeah, I mean, both St. John's and Villanova can space you from all five positions, and that's a hard thing to handle, especially when you're playing a traditional center. But we got to figure out a way to do it, because that's what they do and what they're really good at.
Steve, I think we talked about guard play in the Big East a couple of weeks ago, and it just always seems like Villanova has great guards. What goes into that, or what do you have to defend against with them?
Well, they've had great guards for a long, long time, and you know, I think Jay does a great job of developing his guards, and they've also recruited some really talented kids. I think Phil Booth and Eric Pascal, both those kids have shown unbelievable leadership throughout the course of the season. Those two are a handful, and unfortunately it's not a two-man team. The rest of their guys have really stepped up their game, especially in conference play.
Given what happened here the other night, do you kind of view this as a turning point week for you guys and where you could end up in the Big East?
You know, I mean, we're not changing our mantra of one game at a time, and St. John's game is past, and hopefully we learned some lessons in that game, and now our sole focus is on Villanova. That's been a good formula for us. We're not going to change that right now, and we can only take care of practice this afternoon.
Steve, when it comes to a national champion, I mean, obviously that's in the past, but when you've experienced that, or when others have experienced that, is there a bravado of something that you can rely on from the past that they have in coming into a game or coming into a season? Like what they're
Well, I mean, any program that wins a national championship or multiple national championships in a short period of time, it speaks to their culture. And I think they have a great culture, a winning culture. And their older guys pass that winning culture onto their younger guys. I mean, I think that's something that you know, the great programs have. You know, your older guys have to learn the culture, and then they have to pass it on. And certainly Villanova's got a great basketball culture.
What do you feel like you guys learned the other night? You were talking about the learning lessons of the other night. What did you learn?
Well, you know, I think our team has been a really good preparation team for the most part this season, and I think we've come into games prepared. I think we've come into games for the most part with the right mindset. And when you come in prepared with the right mindset, you got a better chance of executing your game plan. When you don't, or you don't have it to the level you need to, there's more of a chance for somebody to beat you. And it's not anything that we haven't talked about, because we've been in positions to lose games before. We've been in a lot of close games. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but it feels like every game we play in is close. Mm-hmm. You know, we've won some of those games, and the last game we didn't. And so we got to learn from it and hopefully not repeat those lessons.
Yeah, Ed's been such a physical presence for you guys, especially the last game under the boards. You recruited Chicago guys before. A lot of those guys seem to be like a hard-edged type of players. Is that what you like about Ed? Do you see those traits in him?
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Ed, and his toughness, his competitiveness, obviously his presence by the basket. Those are all big positives for our program, his high school program. He played for an outstanding high school coach and high school program where winning was the norm. Yeah. And he's, having a guy like that in your program is huge.
Steve, National Marquette Day is Saturday. It's another premier chance to play at Fiserv Forum in front of a big crowd. How much does that give your guys to have that crowd behind them? How much do they talk about it, and appreciate it and enjoy it?
Our guys have loved the support that we've gotten from our fans, whether it's our students who've turned out at a great rate or just the fan base in general. We've had great crowds, and they've given our team energy and support, and our guys are incredibly appreciative of it.